Brought to you by Hulu. Time to have great original shows and movies. Time to have Hulu. Hey, what's up, party people? Welcome to the Honest Trailers commentary for F9. I'm Spencer Gilbert. That's just F9. It's F9. We're talking all things F9, our behind-the-scenes thoughts, our deleted scenes, some questions and comments from viewers like you, and we'll tease you with next week's Honest Trailer. You guys know the drill by now. Oh, what a long, strange trip it's been, but actually pretty consistent at this point. I feel like you kind of know what you're getting from an F9 movie at this point. Before we go on too long, Ryan has let me know that don't worry, we'll talk about the Spider-Man trailer tomorrow. I know you're waiting for these takes. Oh, we've got takes, brother. We got bonesaw takes.
So the takes, I feel like I won't even be able to wait to share my takes.
So many takes.
Many takes. Oh, yeah, I'm not on the Wednesday show. Y'all take care of that. Yay!
Oh, you can sub in for me, Danielle. It's fine. Damn it. Yeah, we're talking F9. A little late, but gave us some time to reflect, to really soak it in, to really enjoy, really suck the juice out of this one. It was good. I feel like they really nailed the tone on this one, which is so ridiculous, so stupid, so over the top, but like with such earnestness at some moments that you can't really hate it. It's like the parts that Vin Diesel wrote, and then the parts that like the screenwriters who knew what they were doing wrote. It's going very well together. I think where this one failed was in two respects, like just squash the beef, because it really could have used The Rock, really could have used a little Hobbs in here. And I think that the action, maybe because I didn't watch it in a theater, nothing to write home about, nothing new, nothing like, I guess they went to space, but the space sequence was not something, a good idea, but the execution didn't blow me away. What are you guys' overall F9 thoughts?
So I did see it in the theater, and it was a transformative experience. I saw it with a huge group. Look, there was a time in spring when we all were in early summer when we were like, we at the house, yay! And so we would do things like bring groups of 30 asshole writers to a screening of Fast 9, and we did. And like someone dressed up like a Corona bottle, a lot of people in white tank tops. It was beautiful. So I do think, and even though I was late because I came with someone who I love him to death, is perpetually late for everything, but I don't have a car, so who am I to fucking complain? Oh, sorry, I cussed.
Everybody gets one. All you missed was the opening Los Angeles NASCAR scene. So
yes, which I caught in subsequent viewing, so it was great. I do agree it could have used The Rock. I think that people would have popped really hard for Rock versus Cena. Like, I think that would have been a huge thing. But this was a communal film, and it was like, it felt like a celebration in the theater. And then watching it at home, you go, oh, this got a lot of problems. There's a lot of, but it's also, I don't know. I, at this point, am so hand wavy with these F9 or with the Fast and the Furious movies, where I'm like, no, it doesn't make sense, but does it have to? And we'll get into it. I will say that the movie commenting on itself was the only time I was like, well, don't remind us of all the things that you did. Just let it be ridiculous. Like, don't remind me that you're doing things that don't make sense. So that's kind of where I stand with it. But I liked it on a whole. It was just a better experience in the theater.
Or just lean into it and make Tyrese like an actual demigod who can't be harmed or something. Like he got some sort of curse / blessing that
I am Tyrese. I cannot interfere. I can only comment.
Perfect.
Tyrese the Watcher.
Lon, any broad F9 strokes for us?
I mean, I think that, like I also saw it in the theater, and it was more fun in a theater when you're just kind of caught up in it. I did think in the theater, the magnet chase where when they're really messing around with like the dials and all the cards and everything, they're like flipping, throwing magnet stuff at one another. And then there's that really cool practical shot where the car actually gets like pulled through the building into the big whatever magnet bus or what have you. Like I thought that was really cool. And I mean, that still plays at home, but I had the same general reaction as Danielle. Like watching it in the theater, I was like, this rules. And then watching it at home, I was like, okay. Like I also really don't like, I think it's better when they play it completely straight. Like when the drama and the emotion and the character and the family stuff is totally sincere, and it's just we in the audience get to recognize the ridiculousness of everything. That's what makes it fun. And I think they're a little bit too much in the winky elbow you in the ribs kind of space here, where it's like, I don't want Tyrese to tell me that that's what's funny.
That we're in a movie.
Get it.
Yeah.
I get it on my own. I don't need Charlize Theron to be like, here's the point in the movie where the villain would do that. No. You're in the movie. You be in the movie. I'm out here.
I have like a bunch of tenets for what makes a movie that is not like a great movie, but is a good movie to watch. And one of them is that it has to be sincere and it can't be too winky at the audience. That's the problem with Snakes on a Plane, is that like it just became a winking to the audience. It's like, that's the problem with the Sharknado movies for me. It's like, no, it's got to be sincere and there's got to be like some love in it. And there is love in this because we all know how much Vin Diesel loves it. But it's also like, y'all are getting too close to your Icarus.
The meta commentary around the movies is creeping in. Yeah.
I don't think we want this series to be like smart and self-aware and like too cool for school. Like there's plenty of stuff that's doing that. Like Deadpool can do that all day. I want this series to be like big dumb fun, you know?
Yep. Yep. So speaking of big dumb fun, let's play the honest trailer for F9.
9?
9?
Well, there was a time when people were like, oh, this is the one where they'll go back in time and kill Hitler and it'll be F9.
9.
German
vehicles driven off cliffs and chowed down in Tokyo. Now, after 8 movies, they're out of ideas and will do all that again. Plus, go to space. You said they should go to space, so they did a little space as a treat.
2 dudes from the ghetto, out of space.
Fast 9. After Corona put their Coronas on ice for a while, our favorite family films have returned.
Just like a family now.
We became a family.
Because we're family.
Family.
And it's got everything you'd expect from a new Fastallment. Fake deaths.
Pretty nifty magic trick.
Some doomsday device a prop guy picked up at Target.
What the hell is this?
And the annual reveal of a new secret.
I feel like they put even less effort than usual into explaining what was at stake with the device and what it could do.
They don't do this movie. One of the big changes it brings to the whole franchise is they are doing like the Mission Impossible thing or the Bond thing, but they're skipping the M scene. Like there is no more like, good morning, Mr. Phelps, your mission, should you choose to, that's just over. They just show up and they're like, hey, we got a phone call and we've already done all the things. Like we got to go to, this place. Then you're just there. Like they don't take any time at all to set up what the missions are going to be.
It's called the Ares device, like the god of war. If he has this, he'll be the god of everything. That's all you get.
That's literally all you get. Yeah.
There's a satellite, Spencer.
There's a satellite. Think of the satellite.
Yeah,
it's satellite.
And it's weird because it's like, well, yeah, I guess that saves you a few minutes, but it also, it makes the movie really unmotivated because that helps to motivate. Like when you get Bond going into M's office, it's like, okay, that's the mission. We know what we got to do. She's in charge. Here we go. And like in this, they're just kind of like hanging out. They're like, well, we got this phone call. We think we should go here. And it's like, what are you guys? You've deputized yourselves? You're like international cops now? What is this?
I guess they are. Yeah, the chain of command is like Mr. Nobody, who we never know who he works for or what he does, really,
it's
right?
Like either the CIA or a shadowy CIA-esque organization.
He could be completely rogue for all we know, but it's just like he was flying around with the magic salad bowl and his plane crashed, and it's like, well, the only person he trusts is Dom Toretto and Han, I guess.
Well, not even Dom Toretto. It's like Tej and Roman.
Tej and Roman.
Like the only person he trusts is that lady he met 2 movies ago.
Help! Call Ludacris.
Yeah.
Ramsey. Her name's Ram.
I always call Ludacris when I'm having problems. Also, I love the fact that, like, and this is just me getting into the weeds a little bit in the movie, that they go to a secret hiding place. That secret hiding place gets found out, and then they immediately go back to that secret hiding place.
They
that's
return.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they did return.
I love that. That made me
want to do that.
All right, keep
that's
playing.
so good. I like this movie.
Secret family member.
I'm here for the team that crippled my brother.
You didn't even know
My brother.
That is my sister.
I miss
my
my
sister.
baby boy. Jacob is
mate.
Dom's brother.
How many relatives are these people hiding? $10 says Letty has an evil twin by F11.
I'm sorry.
So pause. That is from the film. I believe it's called The Transition, though I think they changed it from something even worse. Somehow stars her and Sigourney Weaver in a film about like I think her name her name's Frank. Michelle Rodriguez's character's name is Frank, and they give her an unwilling gender transition surgery for some reason, and she has to get revenge. And they're like, no, this is actually like good and about trans issues, and like we're really addressing the subject. Spoiler alert, they are not.
No.
This is like a very dumb 80s cokehead screenwriter thought of this.
What's funny is that I wrote that joke without, I remember when that movie came out, but I was not thinking about that movie. When
I'm sorry. It's called The Assignment.
The Assignment.
Right?
I was not thinking about that movie.
Nah, still not good.
When I wrote that joke, they just came, that's an editor just coming up with these.
That was I flagged that as like, we need to show The Assignment. Let's not let that one be lost to time. Maybe we'll do a
Spencer
movie night with that one. Anyways,
no, we should not. We should not.
Next watch along.
No.
Oh no, thank you.
It's got Michelle Rodriguez, Tony Shalhoub. Come on, star-studded. All right, let's keep going.
Tony Shalhoub will do whatever.
Prepare to go back in time and learn all about Dom's secret brother from another mother and possibly father? Surely the only clue they're related is the dramatic look back. And the mid-scene grip flex. They got that one from their dad.
This is a whole pause. It's a whole school of acting that I noticed in this film, and I want to go back to previous fasts and see if the forever tank topped Dom Toretto does this. Is he will find a thing in the scene that he can grip and just he can just like really pop during the scene. Like he'll always put his arms down on the table or like to the side or something like that, and just try to like bust out a try or a buy.
Do we feel like he's also? Do we feel like he's also one of these guys that's just hitting the ground?
I was just gonna ask,
doing a few push-ups before, just before they shoot, just to make sure everything's.
Get real vascular. You got to get real vascular before you
gotta get that shrink wrap HGH skin look.
Yeah.
That's nice. Anyways, very muscular acting from everybody in this film. Keep playing.
Cena stars as Dom's scorned brother Jacob, who went from mechanic to super spy before it was cool. And now that Vin has finished teaching The Rock how to act,
I'm sorry, before we move on, pause for a second. Like, we need to discuss the psychological ramifications and just this psychoanalyze Vin's casting of his younger self and John Cena's younger self. I think it's like a perfect window into how Vin Diesel sees himself. And how he sees his inferior wrestling co-stars, because he cast like a hunky, smart, capable, like good-looking dude, and then this just absolute shrimp boat of a little brother that they kept flashing back to. It was beautiful.
Yeah. He is noticeably tinier.
The guy playing young Cena is a full like foot shorter. Like he's supposed to be a younger brother, but a few years younger, not 10 years younger.
Yeah. No, it was absolutely great when we first flashed back and realized what was going on.
Yeah,
they don't look related then. They don't look related now.
No, what's a reveal too in the flashback that they're brothers, right? At first, there's just this younger guy around, and then you get that that's his brother, and you wouldn't put it together because they do not look alike, and one is a whole lot tinier than the other one.
And they try to sell it in that scene with Helen Mirren where she's like, oh yeah, like it's a similar chin. No, it's not. John Cena has the most distinctive chin in all of Hollywood. It is not a similar anything.
And Charlize does that winking line too, where she's like, I didn't notice a Nordic strain in the Toretto bloodline.
Apparently that's like an Easter egg. That's like a clue, and there's gonna be like more about that, like through their mom or something stupid. So we'll see. Maybe Cypher's their mom. Who knows?
I also, as a person who does not look like any of her sisters, it's because we do not have all of the same parents. Like, I'm just saying, there is literally no way that those two people have the same mom
out of the same two people.
I feel like there is definitely a Tourette. Like, mom is so not in, like, never mentioned, so not in the picture. I could, Justin Lin is behind the scenes doing this right now. Like,
they could do two moms. That's two new people to bring into the franchise, because they could still call each other brothers. They're half brothers, and then that opens the door to more siblings, cousins, second cousins, uncles.
What if after Fast 10 we get all the moms together, Helen Mirren and whoever, like Susan Sarandon, whoever they cast as Mama Toretto, whatever, and they get a Fast Moms spin-off franchise. We've had the bad moms.
I want it.
Yeah.
Why not the fast moms?
Yeah. I was just thinking Fast Family Reunion, and it's like just a cookout movie. It's like
well,
just
you know who
different
else?
people pulling up.
A mom in the Fast Saga, Cardi B. Finally, we found the franchise.
Well, wait, you're saying
she's
Dom's mom?
No, I'm saying she's a mom. She's a real life mom.
Yes,
So she could be in our Fast Moms fan.
Yes.
All directed by Tyler Perry. Because if you're gonna have a family reunion, it's gotta
and
be
Tyler. Their Mr. Nobody is Tyler Perry.
Yes.
I think we got
called
this.
them together.
I think we unlocked this. Yes.
Done. Sold. All right, keep going.
He's found a more submissive wrestler who knows where he stands in the pecking order.
I had to earn my way in, and I'm very grateful for that.
And bravo on that choice, Vin. Cena won't cause any trouble. You can't see him, and he can't see Taiwan.
Pause. I love this because it's like simultaneously embarrassing but impressive. Like he's been waiting his whole life for a moment to show off that he knows Mandarin Chinese, and he has to do it to apologize for saying,
does he speak? He's not fluent. Somebody taught him how to say those exact words.
No, he
studied Mandarin.
Himself
Really?
Mandarin. Yeah.
Wow.
He is John Cena. I could talk about this for hours. He is a weird dude, y'all. But not weird in a way where it's like, we know of weird things he's done to people, but weird in a way where it's like, there's something real dark and I want to know what it is.
Interesting.
Like he has like a moat in front of his house. After dinner, everyone has to dress up nice, and then all the men go to a cigar room and all the women go somewhere else. It's just, he's a weird dude.
He's a Viscount? What is he?
Yes, mirrors above the bed for
he lives
sex
at Downton Abbey.
Yeah. Amazing. Everyone changes into their formal jorts for cigars and brandy.
I would love to go to somebody's house and see the reactions when they were like, well, all right, the men are going to retire to the parlor for brandy while the ladies like, how would people react? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Wow. Yeah, and just the
They're gonna go hunt somebody for sport. What's happening now?
They're just gonna bro out, just like bro stuff, cigars. Who's the best kisser? Football stuff like that.
Bore on the floor,
bore on the floor.
It's fun times.
All right, keep going.
When Jacob has a fiendish plan to steal a magic salad bowl that Charlize Theron uses to cut her hair, all your favorites will return to stop them, with one glaring exception. And one small exception you probably didn't notice.
Oh, yeah,
there's Dom, who's been practicing extra hard on his driving face, thinking face, driving face, thinking face, driving face, thinking face, Mia, who picked up hacking in Kung Fu by osmosis.
I think I can link into their feed.
Letty, who
pause.
doesn't hesitate.
It's one thing for people to go from criminal street racers to super spies, but she's gone from lady who worked at a diner.
Made sandwiches.
She made sandwiches.
She made bad tuna sandwiches.
She made bad sandwiches in the first movie.
She didn't even have enough agency to change the sandwich. No.
What a glow up. Good for her.
Yeah,
we're all very proud of Mia. Most improved for sure.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's just, they all this movie in particular, I feel like they all just massively leveled up their skill sets. They found a huge, they raided a dungeon and they found a huge treasure room and maxed out all of their stats. Cause the Tokyo Drift guys are building. They learned rocketry off camera.
Yeah. This tank top gives +10 to vitality. So.
Yeah, everybody is just wow, they really improved a lot in all around in just about every way.
And we're about to talk about this, so I won't. We won't play and pause real quick. But I love that. So it's Mia and Dom and little Brian are on the farm, and they find out that Cypher's back. The world could be at stake, and Letty doesn't hesitate to just she peels out instantly, leaving Dom with this kid, with a small child.
It is his child.
Sure. But then it takes a day of reflection, and then Dom peels out. The kid's gone. So he ostensibly left it with Mia and Brian. And then Mia, who also has 2 kids of her own, is I thought I should tag along to help save the world. Meaning that Brian is at home with 3 small children, all the responsible adults are risking their lives could all come back dead, and it'd just be my three babies and Brian just stuck there.
It's funny
Just
that it
watching
would
Paw
be,
Patrol. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that it would be between like obviously tragedy. It couldn't be Brian. We're all very sad about it. But picturing the scenario of Brian and Mia deciding who to go. It's like, well, you're the ex-cop who was also living on the run as a criminal, expert street racer, worked with the FBI, Dom's partner in a bunch of these ventures, versus me, the lady who made the sandwiches. Who should go? And so I guess that's why she had to pick up hacking and fighting.
Right.
You know, she had to make
just to get it's like, don't worry, honey. Like I got this one. You know, it's my turn on the chore chart.
I'm really working on hacking. Like, Ramsey sent me some. Ramsey sent me some books, so I'm working on it. You know,
good times. Good for her.
Duolingo for hacking. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going.
Letty, who doesn't hesitate to pawn her stepson off on Dom, who doesn't hesitate to pawn his own son off on Mia, who doesn't hesitate to pawn her nephew off on Brian. Poor little hot potato. The Tokyo Drifters.
Can we pause here real quick? I just want to talk a little bit about that ramen scene in Tokyo. I've rarely seen more obnoxious fake eating in any movie. Like,
I got to rewatch that.
They're both they're both doing terrible food work.
Bugged the crap out of me.
They keep, like, first of all, they're both eating what looks like ramen with just chopsticks. None of the little spoons. They're not picking it up. So it's like it's suboptimal already. You're like, that's a weird approach. But then they keep picking up one item from their bowl, holding it in the chopstick, and then putting it back in the bowl without eating it. And it's like, that's not how you eat food. And I know
food actually has to go in your mouth.
And I know that it's like a scene, so you can't be actually eating and talking, but like, why even have the food there if you're not going to do convincing?
Oh my God. Sorry, I'm watching this as you're talking. This is offensive. How did we not?
Ramen is also like not a good, I get it. It's not a good movie food.
It's not a good,
like, you have to like slurp and there's all this stuff, but it's like,
they were set up to fail.
Exactly.
They were set up to fail. Have them have sushi. Like
sushi. You're echoing I think this was exactly in my notes. Ramen, the worst Japanese movie food. Literally any other kind of Japanese food you could just pick up and eat and then move on with your day.
They are both just like very gently just putting their chopsticks up and down in the bowl.
Absolutely embarrassing. And it's like, just have like a little chicken cutlet or something and some nice curry sauce. That's delicious.
She took a bite. Mia took a bite.
Mia takes one bite. Takes one bite.
Yeah.
I feel like she gets like embarrassed. She realizes what she's been doing and is like, I gotta have at least one.
I think she just took a bite of lettuce.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like mostly arugula.
A piece of cabbage.
It's like not a good bite. This was so prominent in IMAX. This was bothering me and my roommate so much.
This bothered me so
it bugs
much.
The crap out of me.
It took me like a scene to get over how much this bothered me.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Yeah, just like some chicken, like some kind of like a pot sticker. Like,
there's far too much. It could be
like
bok choy or something.
Yeah,
but there's way too much greenery in there.
The chat's naming options right now, just off the top of their heads.
Thank you, chat. I couldn't agree more. There's so many just like easy to eat and chat Japanese foods.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
And I'm looking at both beers still completely full next to them at their table.
I am so offended by the lack of people drinking beer in this movie.
Rooker gets him a cold Corona, opens it, hands it to him. Diesel just hangs on to it, then sets it down.
Yeah.
Doesn't take a single sip. That's just rude.
That's just rude. A man handed you a beer.
Like, not even like a war, like from the fridge, like special went and got.
Honestly, this movie would make so much more sense if they were drinking and driving. Like, if like before he does that bridge jump, he just chugs some beer. Like, all right.
It's like, we're already taking some pretty big odds, so we might as well.
Oh man. Okay. Anyways, keep going. Don't drink and
spend
drive,
their
kids.
time off screen.
Unless you're in a fast movie.
Degree in rocket science. These former rivals who've become an old married couple.
So Tootsie Rolls is space food, because that's all you ate.
It's fat-free, bro.
their former love interest, who's become a third wheel, Helen Mirren, who has more sexual chemistry in 5 minutes with Dom than he has with Michelle Rodriguez in the whole franchise.
You're my favorite American.
Cypher, the mysterious hacker who can mysteriously change her clothes, do her makeup, and take a dump in an empty transparent cell. And as the trailer spoiled, the return of Han. Why? Because fans want justice. How? Well, let's see.
Oh, the lore.
Okay.
Love the lore.
Right. Okay, sure. Got it. And
pause.
Hit the nos again.
I did not catch the first time when I saw it in the theater that they used holograms. That I did not catch that until the second time through that Kurt Russell explains that that's how they were able to trick us into thinking Han was in the wreck when it exploded.
Yeah,
holograms.
If we can bring back Tupac, we can bring back Han.
Holograms.
We can have Han hit 'em up at Coachella next year. We have the
bananas.
Technology.
I thought they were gonna. I assumed it was like they had some. There was like a hole, like a manhole below the wreck, and he slid in there or something. I thought they were gonna have some practical explanation, not like, we just projected a hologram underneath this car wreck, I guess.
I hope that doesn't become like their version of the Mission Impossible mask, is just like everyone's a hologram. Although, speaking of holograms, they've done this before. Have you been on the Universal ride?
Yeah.
Put the fast...
Oh, you know I have, baby.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
You get hologram Tyrese. You get, I think, hologram Rock and Diesel.
They have all the crew. Everybody.
They should have explained it in the movie that way. That Mr. Nobody rated Universal Studios for their hologram technology.
The hologram part's cool, and then you go into like a tunnel where they project a screen or something like that, and it's the thing we did in the last trailer where Vin Diesel is the same size as the helicopter. It's really, really off.
It's weird.
The hologram. I can see how a fake hologram death would trick the eye. Would trick Jason Statham.
I mean, Jason Statham was very close to the wreck, so it's a very well done hologram. He had no idea.
Look, it's a lot of cameras, and if it's on rails, I guess it makes sense. At one point, my hair got wet. I wasn't super excited for that, but I guess it kind of. If you look, we can't. If you squint, it makes sense, and that's all I need from my Fast and the Furious.
Sure, fair enough.
All right, keep playing.
This story is sick! Hit that vape until F9's action scenes start to make sense, where cars can outrun the landmines they drive over. Zip lines go on for infinity. Whee!
So much ziplining.
It's the longest zipline.
There's so much. There's just so much ziplining
every
in
car
the movie,
except the one with the giant magnet on it. And leaving orbit in a Pontiac Fiero doesn't immediately catch fire, collapse, and explode when they crash into a satellite at 17,000 miles per hour. Look, I'm not asking for realism, but the intro to Homeboys in Outer Space tried harder.
Danielle, we found a way to get it in. Spaceship as a team.
6 seasons in a movie.
Pause. The whole pilot's on YouTube if you're curious for what Homeboys from Outer Space would have, could have, and should have been.
It's always been my dream to somehow force Homeboy. I've seen every episode. Of course I have. It's always been my dream to somehow force it into any project I'm working on. Thank you, Spencer.
was that a UPN show, I think?
Yeah, believe it.
Oh, you know it. Oh, you know it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Good times. All right. Let's keep playing.
To what these films have become. No longer earnest action flicks about street racing, or so dumb they're brilliant heist movies. No, the franchise that was good, then bad, then so bad it's good, has reached its final form. So bad, but they think if they admit it, you'll think it's good.
We've taken out cars, trains, tanks. I'm not gonna even mention the submarine. And I ain't got one single scar to show for it.
You got a brother who also happens to be some kind of super spy who pre-planned an aerial jump and landed at the bottom of an airplane?
Mexico. No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. Nobody gonna believe us, right? You're right.
If this was a movie, this would be the moment where the villain has an unexpected setback.
Oh no, the franchise has become self-aware.
The moment that like really rode the line between stupid and I loved it was her Yoda joke. Yeah. I loved that. It was so dumb, but
I enjoyed her delivery of the Yoda stuff. Yes.
Yeah, that's why you get someone like Charlize for that part, because she can really make that burn. That was excellent.
I mean, I feel like I would really hate this character if it wasn't Charlize play. Like, she's what's making Cypher work at all for me, because I don't think conceptually it's a very good character.
How do we feel about
to see her in the movie?
How do we feel about the bowl versus the braids? You know what?
Bowl is better than braids every day, all day long.
Yeah, bowl over braids, but I still feel like it's a stage 1 rewrite. You know,
where are we going next though? Because I feel like we need to escalate.
It's got to be bangs. It's all B words.
Okay. Yeah. Bowls, braids,
it's bangs.
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica. Exactly. Beats.
All right, keep going.
Quick, someone toss it a Corona. Starring even more car puns. The Last Wrench Hunter, John Scenic Route, Michelin Rodriguez, Gran Turisbros, Ludacrash, Romanual Transmission, Charlize Trade-In, Mr. No Body Shop, Han in 60 Seconds, Auto, okay, that was just too easy, Dodge Ramsey, Aston Mirren, Mia Sorrento, and Cardi B. Car Wars, Episode 9, The Phantom Menace.
So, pause. We're really running thin on car puns. We've done this for about four or five of them at this point.
Yeah, I think all of the ones I've worked on the Honest Trailers for, we've done car puns.
Yeah, I wonder how long, much like the franchise, I wonder how long we can keep this going, because we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they keep adding new people, we'll be all right. But we're running low on
and we're running low on Star Wars movies, on Car Wars type of things. So
it's true.
I just wish that the American versions kept their Japanese titles, which is the whole Fast and Furious thing is called Wild Speed, and like they're called like Wild Speed Sky Mission. I wonder what this one was called. Let's see, 1 second. F9.
Something magnet, maybe?
Japanese title.
Laws of Attraction.
Wild Speed Jet Break. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, the car had to go up on that's fair.
They did a jet break. So
the car jumps and then the jet flies by and picks it up. That might be what they're referring to.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to spoil space. So
yeah.
Right. Where do we think F10 will just go full sci-fi back in time? Where do we think we're going from here?
I've long said I felt like 9 space, which we've done.
We didn't really do it though.
10 time travel. I mean, we went to space more than Branson went to space.
More than Bezos.
If we're counting Richard Branson, then we should count Tej and Roman.
Yeah. And I remember he says Vin says 11 will be the final one.
Right. So I think 10 time
travel.
Split
into 2 parts. 10 is like split into 2
then
parts.
11
and an end game. Yeah.
And then 11 multiverse. I feel like that's what you've got to do.
Yes, you do.
So 10, they've got to go back and stop something in history from happening or whatever, like drive over Hitler with a car.
Yeah.
And then 11, I feel like they've got to fight like another parallel realities version of the Toretto crew, or they have to go stop Justin Lin and Universal from making any more Fast films.
Whoa, full meta.
Never have,
Multiverse, baby.
Multiverse, baby. All right. Okay,
or that's where you cross over with Jurassic Park. You do the Space Jam 2, but in the Universal server instead of the Warner Bros.
Or Transformers, or you do something like that.
You just full on Space Jam 2 it. Like Dom gets trapped inside the Universal server and has
not again.
Has to knock his way out. Or
Little Brian's really into video games.
Yeah,
Dom's like, why do you get more into driving?
There's some nuns there, I guess, and Yogi Bear shows up. I guess I don't know. Minions probably.
There are some all-time Vin Diesel mumble growls in this movie, to the point where I just I only caught like the final word of some of his lines. It's just delivered through a mouthful of gravel. And bravo, sir.
There's also one point we didn't mention in the Honest trailer, but I believe he pulls down a building.
Yes, he does.
With just the power of his incredible arm, his forearm strength. He just grabs some chains that are attached to the roof of like a concrete tower.
Yep.
And just pulls it down. That's amazing.
And there's also so many times where he catches people by driving into them with a car, and that's not like a net. You're just hitting them with your car.
I really think that the hood of Don's car is like a mattress, and people could just fall into it and they're fine. Yeah.
Well, because like even in Spider-Man, like you go to save someone, you still crack their neck because physics.
Yeah.
And so it's like, no, I'm going to drive this car into you and then you'll be safe forever.
Right. It's also just the idea that the hood of the car catches them instead of them just hitting it and
smashing
then
through the windshield.
off, which is what would happen if you were going at speed. You wouldn't.
Everybody's a little buzzed, so they're nice and relaxed. And they just kind of flop.
They just go limp. Yeah.
They don't tense up. Explains so much. All right, let's wrap this up.
Pretty sad this is the last good thing Universal's got going for it. Enjoy these before Fast 10 has him driving through Jurassic Park to fight the boss baby.
Yeah, baby. I'd watch it. So that reminds me, Lon, you've done a Herculean effort in creating a companion video that's also out today, where you actually rewatched every fight scene or between of The Rock and of Vin Diesel.
I watched every action scene from every Rock and Vin Diesel movie, and I counted up every punch or hit that they land against a foe, every hit or punch that they receive from a foe, and then their kills and their knockouts. And we compiled all these stats to determine pound for pound, punch for punch, movie for movie, who actually is doing the most damage on film, The Rock or Vin Diesel.
Yeah, so bro, I won't spoil it, but go.
No.
Go check that out.
I was a little surprised by the results. It was not.
Yeah, and we're not
what
doing,
I would have predicted.
We're equalizing their films made, because I think that Vin has made more than The Rock. So
we're doing it with ratios.
Ratios.
So
exactly.
it's hits landed like as a ratio per damage received, and it's knockouts per movie, kills per movie, because like The Rock has made more films, you want to balance it out.
Yep. So there's that, and there's also the Fandom 5 trivia contest this Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, where you can answer Rick and Morty questions for real money. And even if you don't know your answers, I think you still get some Wendy's. You still get some Wendy's. So,
there you go.
Spicy nugs.
Spicy nugs. A pickle Rick.
No Szechuan sauce though. Not with.
Come on, hang out at that and win some chow and some cash. Also like and subscribe, but you've already all done that already, right? Of course you have. Okay, so we have some outtakes. Let's see what we cut from this masterpiece.
Jacob is Dom's brother.
Where do they even go from here? Tej is Ramsey's uncle. Letty is an evil twin? Just do 23andMe and get it over with, fam. Prepare to go back in time. But just a flashback. They won't drive a time machine until Fast 12.
If this was a movie, this would be the moment where the villain has an unexpected setback.
If I make the joke about it myself, no one else can make it. Also, my mom says anyone who bullies me is just jealous, okay? Starring Dom Torquedo, Oldsmobile, Letty Set Go, Handling, Jordana Crewster, and Cardi Beep Beep. Car Wars, Episode 9, A New Doe, A New Hobbs. Pro tip, if you've designed a super weapon, encrypting it with your own DNA is a terrible idea. That means any bad guy who steals it also has to kidnap you or your family to use it. You're literally making your daughter a target for global terrorism. Amateurs.
Yeah, well, we don't want to put too much thought into any of that stuff. That's not what we're
Why
here
would
for.
you do that?
Yeah,
that's what the movie does now.
Yeah, now you need to cut off my head or my hand in order to use the weapon. Like, well, all right, if you say so.
All right, we've got some good questions, so let's roll through these while we have time. Aditya Agarwal asks, "What do you think Hobbs was up to during this movie's events?"
I think it just vibing in Samoa. He just reconnected with the Samoan family, and I think he's taking some much needed time off to get back in touch with his roots.
Yeah, he was out paddling. He couldn't be bothered.
Getting it on with Shaw's sister. Which, as movies have shown, no one wants to watch The Rock make out with anyone. So he's doing it all off screen.
Well, that's why I was kind of shocked that you said sister. I thought he and Shaw, if you just had a cutaway to them in a hammock together, like checking the phone and then putting it back and then just rolling back over the sand, like Paradise Lost. That'd be my pick. Okay, another crucial question, unrelated, but I want to address this here. London Rowlett asks, can someone please finally explain what ska is this episode? Sincerely, a Gen Z.
Spencer, do you want to pick it up?
See, I'm probably the wrong person to answer this because I never liked ska, but
I reached out to Joe. I
can walk you guys through it. If you
walk us through the basics. Joe didn't think he could explain it in one episode, so he is not going to. He said it would take more time.
We have to take you to ska school.
It started in Jamaica as an offshoot of reggae. It's just like kind of an up-tempo sort of version of reggae that's a little bit more like a rock. Think of like a rock band sort of vibe, but playing more of a reggae sound with horns. That was the first wave. The second wave was mostly from the UK. It was bands like the Specials or the English Beat or Madness. So if you could think of songs like House of Fun or Mirror in the Bathroom, that's second wave ska. And then third wave was what I got into when I was a teenager in Orange County in the mid-90s. And it was bands like No Doubt, Say Ferris, Real Big Fish. And it was that movement it was sort of like Southern California punk rock, but mixed with a bunch of horns, because it was a bunch of nerdy kids who were in marching band in their high schools, and they all knew how to play the trumpet and the trombone, and they had friends playing rock music, and they were like, let's put this together and be obnoxious on stage as one.
That's great. Okay. I always describe it as reggae meets big band meets white kids.
Yeah, that's right. Third wave ska was just like young white suburban kids who were into punk who also knew how to play trombone.
Then what's the difference between that and like swing music?
Well, swing is just the swing bands were really just playing an updated version of classic 30s, 40s swing music.
Okay.
It wasn't like a hybrid of styles, really. I mean, in some minor ways. But
and then what is
it was
skanking?
Mostly just skanking is the kind of dancing to ska music. Which
I wish I had enough room because I would do it for you.
You kind of lean over and you swing your arms a lot. Yeah, she's doing a better job of it than me.
Oh boy.
Oh God! If my arm wasn't injured, I would get up and just skank for y'all.
Yeah.
Because
you can look up videos of people skanking. Yeah,
I skank to this day.
I haven't
stay back in the studio. We're gonna skank. That's the promise.
That's a promise.
Skateboarding and skanking.
Which, for people who keep asking about that, I don't know when we'll be back. We have a studio somewhere. We just, because of the pandemic keeps happening. There, it's closed. Our office is closed. So this fall, maybe we'll see. We'll let you know.
Wear masks, get vaccinated.
Yeah, wear masks and get vaccinated. Then we'll be back in the studio. Jeff Beeler asks, should Helen Mirren become a full-time member of the Fast and Furious family? Yes. Next question.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jeffrey Yelverton asks, I've only seen the Fast and Furious movie, so the first one, so all my knowledge comes from honest commentaries. Nice. What franchise have you completely missed out on? A whole franchise.
Ooh.
I wonder. I mean, like, I've never seen like High School Musical.
There's a few of those YA ones. I was going to say, like, I haven't seen any of the Maze Runners.
Oh, I've seen
Divergence.
I haven't seen those.
I've seen all those. Yeah.
I've seen the first Divergence, and that was enough for me.
I haven't seen any of those at all.
Such an abnegation thing.
But I watched all the Twilights, so I feel good. I think I'm okay.
I haven't seen anything post Twilight 1. So
you have to get to where the werewolf falls in love with the baby.
I know.
You gotta watch
know
the
about
Breaking
it.
Dawns. The New Moon and Eclipse, whatever. That's up to you. The Breaking Dawns it's like they're so crazy. It's like an art film. It's not even like a YA anymore.
The Breaking Dawns are so wild, it made me read the books because I was like, oh, a werewolf falls in love with a baby. I have to read this book.
If you were like, Lars von Trier made Breaking Dawn 2, I'd be like, yeah, that
feels right.
I get it. Yeah.
Amazing. James Bunt brings up, I'm sad you didn't go over the timeline in the trailer. Hasn't it been just a few years since Tokyo Drift and Lucas Black and Bow Wow look like grandparents?
Yes.
That's a good
point. I can answer that
question.
That is correct. Yes.
I know we've done timeline stuff in other honest trailers for this franchise, but that's an excellent point. This is like canonically a few years after Tokyo Drift, and it's been a rough few years for those guys.
Right. Yeah.
Well, just around all those rocket fumes, like it ages you.
That's just the length of time that Han has been gone, which I think they say is like 5 years, right? Something like that.
Everybody use sunscreen.
Yeah. And they also learned how to launch things into orbit safely. Can I just throw that out there as well? Like, not only did they age a lot, but in a matter of a few years, they've mastered what entire teams at JPL and NASA do.
They're really, yeah. And well, we know that Bow Wow can break the fourth wall canonically also.
Well, that's true. He's got like Doctor Strange powers.
He might be the watcher of this whole universe. Okay, so finally, Adam Hulbert asks, would you watch the Avengers fight the Fast Family or pit $2 billion franchises against each other? So who, if you were to do a franchise crossover war between the Fast Family and blank, who are you going toe to toe with?
Like what?
Oh, Transformers? Have them
Transformers,
go because like the thing that you love has to fight you, and so now it's like, I have to fight cars.
I have to fight a car,
but I love cars, and then they team up together. Yeah, and then they team up together. You know what? I think I just want to watch Bumblebee try to crank down a beer. Is what it is.
What might be fun would be Potter, Harry Potter, because they can like Magic versus the Toretto crew. We haven't fully explored, and they've even got like flying cars and like buses that can change size. So I mean, imagine like a fleet of Magic cars, but up against the power of Toretto's driving. It might be,
oh
still
man, hearing give Tyrese a wand. That's all.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, just like unleash Tyrese.
We've been to space, and now I'm transmogrifying with this wand.
Or like they're all in cars, but he's just hanging onto a fantastic beast of some kind.
Yeah,
he's on Buckbeak while the rest of them are in cars.
This beer has butter in it.
I can't top that. That's the pick. It's gotta be the magic world of Harry Potter and the Fast Family.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then this is a special request from Jeffrey Yelverton asking if we can get my Statham impression as I tease next week's Honest Trailer.
Oh, there you go.
I'll just give this a shot.
Statham teasing our next week's Honest Trailer is good.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. Right, we're gonna take next week's Honest Trailer and we're gonna just batter it. We're just gonna beat it up real nice and thoroughly. We're gonna hit it with our fist, and we're gonna just jam that fist right up its underside and just light it up and just go, whoa!
So that's your clue for next week.
Very good, but it's accurate. You should be able to get it from that.
Yeah. And we will be back tomorrow for all of Danielle's thoughts about the Spider-Man trailer. Not it. Or I'll be there, whatever. Some combination of us.
You'll all be there, and Eric.
Sinister.
Everyone show up.
Yeah. So you come back too, but not before you've watched The Rock versus Diesel by the numbers, because it took too long to do for Lon. And let's all hang out at the Fandom 5 and win some money together. Although we are all exempt from competing, but you win some money and some Wendy's. All right, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Spicy nugs!
This episode was brought to you by Hulu.